Well, we woke up this morning to a rainy day on the Chesapeake. I was about to get into a pretty nasty job this morning, and I started thinking about, wish I was in the Caribbean. When's the tropical fun going to start? Actually, I'm kind of concerned about Hurricane Matthew. It may be heading right our way. I know it's too early to tell, but by this weekend of the Annapolis Sailboat Show, we might be in the middle of a Category 1 or maybe a tropical storm. If you're in the path, stay safe.
All right, stay dry, skipper.
Well, the rain stopped like it always does, but I noticed, look how high the water is. I'm wondering if we do have a tropical storm. Looks like it would be easy to have the water completely cover these docks, and they're not floating docks.
Hey everybody, we didn't get a whole lot of work done today, but now after we've had our dinner, it's like, yeah, we got to do this stuff. So we're down and we're going to continue to remove the impeller bits out of the heat exchanger. Hey, I guess we're doing some nighttime work, eh?
Yes, we are. So what do we need to do then?
Well, we still have to get the rest of the impeller bits out of the heat exchanger, and also, evidently, when you seriously overheat a diesel engine, sometimes the exhaust system, which is a whole entity and a system in and of itself, can get damaged. So we did notice that there was some melting of the exhaust with a steering cable next to it, so it must have really overheated, which means that internally it's possible that the valve that keeps the water out of sinking the boat can also be damaged. So we need to check out our exhaust system, which is, as I said, is a whole nother level of technical things that most people don't know about in a boat. So we have to open that up and just double check that. More engine work.
But first things first, let's just make sure that the water line is clear of the rubber gibbets.
Yep. Oh my gosh, a whole lot more. Wow, honey. A lot more.
So after we started the engine up last time in last episode to make sure that it wasn't seized, we then shut the engine down and looked back into it by opening up those water lines again and making sure that all the rest of the gibbets are cleared out.
Okay, so very helpful. Moody owner told us to use something that we're using here to try to ream any impeller pieces out of this little honeycomb system. We've got 3 or 4 pieces already out of the honeycomb.
So that brings us to the heat exchanger. Let's open that up.
This is the heat exchanger, and we're going to open that up to see what's going on inside. And the other issue too that we're going to get to is the exhaust elbow. As you can see, there's 2 discharge points for hot air, and then water that's mixed to cool the exhaust, which then goes on its way down into the final exhaust out the boat. And we're going to open up this to see there may be some issues related to the overheating.
Without getting too far ahead of myself, the other issue about the overheating of our engine means that the exhaust, the hot air, can also burn out what's called a stopper valve. Also, the boat has what's called a lift muffler, and our lift muffler had some interesting things. We didn't even know anything about a lift muffler. When we lifted up our lift muffler to see the rest of the exhaust system, we saw that it was not attached to the bottom of the boat properly, and there was some damage to it. But we also noticed that there was a brand new stainless steel lift muffler as well. So we're going to have to really take apart this exhaust and make sure it's not damaged, and then install this brand new one that was just sitting there right next to it. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself.
Okay, so first I'm going to unloosen this bolt right here, which drains the coolant from the heat exchanger. We've done that already before. And it's going to go in this funnel and down into this gallon jug so it doesn't all spill into the bilge. And then once we lower that a little bit, then we can take this rubber end cap, and then I'm going to somehow have to get in front of that to see what the little rubber gibbets are. And if you notice this thing behind us, that is a defunct, broken, inoperative 25-year-old air conditioning from a company that no longer exists, and I'm just going to take it out because we need new reverse heat cycle and a new AC system. So, but for now, it really is in the way. All right, here we go. Now I do want to say this. This is Amy rigged this up. Look at this. Look how thorough she is. She actually then put a clamp on this to keep it all together. She's amazing. Now, a little note here. I really appreciate all of you people and mechanics who say that we have crappy tools, but like, you never tell us what tools we should get. And plus, tools are totally expensive, and all the ones we have are free. So, if anyone wants to make a comment as far as what tools, what specific brand you think is worth it for us to get in light of our tight budget, that would be really appreciated. It seems like we use ratchets a lot and wrenches a lot. Alright, so we drained out the existing coolant. Looks like that. Looks pretty good too, as far as there's no like little weird gibbets in it. And we're probably going to pour that back in because it's pretty fresh. We've never even run the engine with it running through it. So that part's done. Now we're going to be able to take off the end caps and look for impeller bits and clean out that little honeycomb. If we can get around that air conditioning unit here. By the way, they say you really should not put your air conditioning unit right next to your engine. Why? Because it's too much heat, and also it can produce too much moisture. Two things that are not good for the engine, to have extra heat and extra moisture. Or at least that's what I read. What do you guys think?
This is what heat exchangers look like. They're basically long copper tubes. Our heat exchanger has a lot of calcium buildup, scale buildup, and I'm sure that blocks the flow of water too. This is an ad for a product that evidently removes the scale. Well, I took a look at the heat exchanger, and just like that picture shows, it's a long tube. It seems like it could come out by moving forward, but not by moving backward. Backwards it would stop. So I'm going to have to remove it from pulling it out the front. I've been wanting to get rid of this air conditioning unit to begin with. Now I have a reason. So I'm going to start disassembling it and take it out and move this project forward. So we started to disassemble the air conditioning, and just like anything on a boat, once you open up one system, it leads to strange and exciting surprises.
Now what we're going to show you is the result of an investigative process. Vin is wanting to remove the air conditioning unit, which is broken, so that we have more room to work on the engine. Well, we're removing things for the air conditioning, and now we've encountered a random electrical wire that we were thinking could be live, so we're going to follow it back to its source, and now that leads us to removing the ladder and looking under the floorboard. And that's where we're at now. Okay, moment of truth. What are we going to find? Oh, another pump.
It's a bilge compartment that we never saw before, and this keel bolt looks bad.
You should be using gloves.
Yeah.
That is nasty.
And I don't know what this thing is.
This was cut out by whoever did this. I don't know what this thing is. There's a little wire next to it.
Never seen one before. If anyone out there has a comment that might know what it is, please leave a comment.
And the other side of this is the engine. Maybe they built an engine bilge separate on purpose, so it didn't.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that would have drained into here.
This keel bolt looks in a lot better shape. Looks like it's in cover with something to protect it from the rust. These keel bolts on these Moody's do need to be replaced. It's not really a big deal, but these keel bolts are, I'm sure, overdue to be replaced.
I want to do an overview. Oh boy. Okay, enough's enough.
That's a good place to stop. Stay tuned for an update from Amy and I. For you viewers out there who are familiar with corrosion processes, this green stuff looks like it's developed since we've had the boat in the past 4 months. Someone said it might be galvanic corrosion. Hey everybody, how you doing? Amy's taking a nap right now, but I wanted to just do this update just to get this word out to you. We've been both working real hard. Our house is listed and we're waiting for an offer on it. In the meantime, we will be at the Annapolis Sailboat Show this weekend, and actually we'll be in classes all day Saturday there. They have a thing, I think it's called Cruisers Academy. So we'll be taking our class on diesel engines and other sailing, cruising, otherboard related classes. But we'll also be out walking around, so if you guys see us, say hello. We'd love to meet you. As far as the boat, I'm going to be moving down onto the boat so I can spend more time working and preparing it for our departure. In the past, we've just basically gone down there on the weekends, and it's just not enough time to get the work done. Our electrician did come and activated our AC outlets, which was great, and replaced the wing nuts which are out of order. So we're making progress, but it is a lot slower than I thought. And just want to thank you all. We've got a few new Patreon supporters. Can't tell you how much that helps us. It really gives us the moral support. And also, if you notice, we did a questionnaire a couple episodes ago, and about 300 people answered them, and I listened to you. We've made some of the changes. Many of you said the intro is too long, so I really cut it down. I don't know if you've noticed that. Hopefully it pleases you. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.